Hello and welcome to CineBites. On today's episode, we're getting muy caliente, and we're going to get into some spicy food and some spicy takes. Maybe. We'll see, because today we're getting into the movie Flamin Hot, a very recent movie.
Very.
So you could probably guess what we're going to eat. So let's get into that. Feast your eyes.
All right. This is probably the most recent movie that we have done ever on this show.
Yeah.
I would say.
I think previously it would maybe been Mario.
Yeah.
Because that came out in 2023.
Right.
But no, Flamin Hot came out later in 2023.
I think, yeah. Yeah, so, and this was actually Eva Longoria's directorial debut. You may remember her from Desperate Housewives, I think, was her most popular one. And she's been in things here and there. But her first one, and it revolves around the story of Richard Montañez. And he was a janitor that became a high executive employee for Frito-Lay PepsiCo. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more. But one of the biggest things, and as you may have guessed it, for the food on this episode, is the title of the movie. So we have Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
But also burritos.
Yeah, so in the beginning, when it shows his history, Richard's backstory, talks about how he would have bean burritos, and how sometimes a lot of the kids would make fun of him for heritage that he was really proud of. And one of those was he would eat a bean burrito and they would be really mean to him, but he turned that into something that he can use as an advantage, which was to sell the bean burritos and make some money off of it. And we'll get a little bit more into that, because what ended up seeming like a positive thing ended up turning into a not so positive thing. But we can touch on that a little bit more. And then we got some hot sauces from our personal chef, Johnny. He is letting us borrow. We have no sponsors from any of these, so these are just his personal favorites. So
ghost
one
pepper
is the
wing sauce
and El
condiment.
Yucateco.
I know this one.
El Yucateco.
Yeah, this I see this at a lot at Mexican restaurants.
Yeah. So that, and then the Black Label Reserve, which just sounds awesome. And then the Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Sounds a little scary.
I mean,
it is black almost.
Let's just say this. This episode is going to be a very spicy
Muy
episode.
caliente. I said it.
So it's going to be very, very spicy. So let's get into it.
We really should have maybe gotten more to drink.
Yeah.
There was not really a drink in this movie other than I think they drank beer at one point.
Yeah.
So we just have some
soda. Now that I think about it, we're going to need some water for this episode.
Yeah. Maybe we need to cut and get some water. Cut.
Ready? All right. So
we're back.
We have
with
some
a little water. In case it gets a little spicy.
Yeah. So it's going to get some,
So anyway,
off some of the
there's
heat.
There's actually a lot of food in this movie that's not Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I mean, Flamin' Hot Cheetos don't show up till near the end-ish.
True.
I mean, the last third of the movie, the final act.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of, oh man, it is a black hot sauce.
I know, I'm trying it. It's the Black Label Reserve. So let's try it.
So anyway, there's burritos, like you already mentioned, tacos, tamales,
smoky,
all that kind of stuff in this movie, and then salsa, chips, and then of course the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. So we decided on the burrito.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go burrito no sauce first.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
This is just a bean burrito,
Yeah,
which is what they have in the movie,
right? And I don't think he put hot sauce on it when he was a kid. But
I'm curious about this.
That one's good.
You've had this before? Oh!
Mm-hmm.
I need a napkin. I hot sauced my laptop.
All right, hold on. There you go.
Thank you. I licked a little bit
Oh,
off.
that one is... Oh. Woo!
Muy caliente!
Very much so. Oh, my goodness, yes. This is the... triple extra hot sauce. I should have read that first. Oh, that was good.
Woo!
Try this one next. This is
This
really
one's hot.
good. This one's not hot at all.
That one's very vinegary. I mean, most hot sauces are, but
Man, that's good. And I like
salsa
spice.
picante, chili habanero.
So Johnny must really like spice too, because these are all Johnny's hot sauces. And
Yeah. Once again, thanks to Johnny for preparing all of this, getting the hot sauces and everything, bringing them.
yeah, if you didn't catch the last episode, we announced that we do have a personal chef, Johnny, a loyal munchie, and he has done an amazing job.
That one's really good.
It is really good.
I like it better than that one. Spice level, I feel like, is the same on these two.
Yeah.
They're
I think
both
when
very
I went
spicy.
from there to there, it just leveled out.
I was going to say, when I went from here to here, it wasn't much.
Yeah.
That's
That's good.
I will say, I need a little water. I've not always been a spicy guy, but I've definitely more recently become a spicy guy.
Yeah.
My wife loves spicy things, hot sauces, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and I didn't.
I've never hated it, but I've definitely, since I've been known her and been married to her, eating a lot more spicy things in my life.
Yeah, because growing up, my parents and my family didn't really like spicy.
That one's actually lingering, though.
Yeah. They were more, I feel like, not afraid. But yeah, they were scared.
They were scared.
They're wimps. No, but they, we just didn't really seek it out that much. And until I got older, I think more specifically in the Navy, I would venture out more. I'd be like, all right, let's see how much I can take. And you
like
really,
this one.
yeah, that one's really good. You really need to like it for the sake of the flavor, and the heat's just an addition. Because if you do it for it just being hot, you're taking away from, what could be. And I agree. I think this is my favorite because it has the most. I think it's the most
flavorful. That's what I was going to say. It's very smoky.
Mm-hmm.
Spice needs to be an accent, not the central focus in anything really. And some other people might disagree. Some people have the spice for the spice.
Yeah.
But I think that the spice needs to be something that's added into something that should be flavorful, not just spicy for the spice of it.
Right.
I think you're right. That's why I like that one.
Yeah, that one's really good. I like it. Yeah, I'll take it. So, like I said, it's El Yucateco, and I think it said it's
the same
Mayan recipe. Mm-hmm. And it's really good. So
I have seen this exact brand at Mexican restaurants.
Yeah.
But I've not seen the black. It's the same brand, but the black label.
Right.
Very good.
So all really good. Yeah, so super good. We like sauces. We like sauce in our food.
We haven't even had a flaming Cheeto.
No, we haven't. And the Flamin' Cheeto is really good too. I mean, they perfected the seasoning of it, which we need to get into that too. So the movie is supposedly the story of Richard Montañez, and what he claims and has claimed in like his books and interviews and all kind of public speaking is that he invented the Flamin' Hot recipe.
Yeah.
And supposedly
Him and his wife.
And supposedly, and he stands by that, supposedly LA Times is trying to debunk that, or did try to debunk that. And there's a lot of inconsistencies with this claim. So
Yeah. I did some research too. I was going to mention this.
yeah, I think what they settled on is that there's a lot of truth sprinkled into his story, but it may not be 100% true.
It's true that he was a high-up executive at PepsiCo. Mm-hmm. That
Yes.
is true, undebated.
Yeah, that happened.
It is true that he is
And he
one
was
of
a
the,
janitor.
Yeah, I think so. That he started off at the bottom. It is true that he became the head of multicultural marketing, namely like Hispanic marketing.
Right.
That was his whole thing. But from what I hear in the more recent years, he retired a few years ago, I think, is what they said. But since he's retired and maybe even a few years before retirement, he's gone around and done like motivational speeches and gone to different corporate events.
And he
done,
wrote 2 books.
And has made money off that and has told the story of Flamin' Hot Cheetos and has claimed it.
Yeah.
So I read that. I think I might have read the same LA Times article you did.
Could have been.
And they said that he started claiming he invented Flaming Hot Cheetos in around 2000. But there's no record of him ever even being mentioned, even being, or him claiming to have invented the Flaming Hot recipe, which was invented almost 20 years prior to 2000 when he started claiming it.
Right.
So Frito-Lay, who obviously owns Flamin' Hot Cheetos, say when they look at the records during that time that there is no mention of Richard in any way involved making the hot Cheeto recipe. The recipe, not the marketing, not the anything. It wasn't until later when he started to get bigger in the company that he would market it more and more.
Right. Another thing he kept trying to do to back up his claim was his relationship with Roger and Rico, and supposedly that cold call to his office where the secretary, forwarded his call to him. Mm-hmm. Apparently that either didn't happen or didn't happen the way that it was portrayed in the movie.
Yeah.
But I think they interviewed or asked the secretary who he claims to have spoken to, and she did say that happened, but at that time he was starting to become more of an executive, so it would make more sense to transfer his call.
He wasn't a janitor.
Right, instead of a janitor. Or
yeah.
So
I think he did start at the bottom of the company.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen. And I do understand it's for entertainment purposes. It's a movie. But if they would have said, this is loosely based off of his story, but I think based off of what I am seeing and hearing from articles of him and what he goes around and claims is he claims that all of this is true.
Right.
And he backs this up. Now, obviously, a movie can fabricate it and make it a little bit different, make it more dramatic. But in terms of the details of how it goes down, he's like, this is how it happened.
Yeah. I mean, how some movies get away with it is they say, and I don't even know if it said, well, actually, in the description, what I'm reading, it says the inspiring true story. But some movies get away by saying based on true events, where like the events happened around it may be true, but the story itself may not be true. So,
because it says Richard Montañez, a janitor turned Frito-Lay executive, has said he invented the spicy snack. A new film tells this story, but the evidence isn't on his side. It is almost certainly a fact that Richard Montañez did not invent Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Wow.
So,
I wonder if he could get in trouble for that, like get sued. But
I don't think so,
because I think Frito-Lay has come out, or PepsiCo, both have come out saying that they actually they don't want to take away from what Richard has done for the company, whether it's
I don't think
Frito are true or not. Like, he was still a big part of what the company, of what he did with the company.
I don't think Frito-Lay wants to have any beef with him.
No,
I think they want to maintain the relationship, just because I think at this point now, because he goes around and claims he invented it and is a motivational speaker, and a lot of people associate with him with Frito-Lay, they don't want to have beef with Frito-Lay because it could look bad on both of them,
right,
or one of them.
Yeah,
I think really what it is this movie is based off of Richard Montañez's book, and who knows, if it's based on his book and if it's accurate on the book, then his book is just fabricated story of loosely what would have happened. Right.
And I mean, story aside, whether that's true or not, what is your take on the movie itself? What'd you think about it?
I thought it was actually, I will say, better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Because you look at this movie, it looks like straight to DVD special, and I'm not trying to say that in a mean way, but it's just saying it in an accurate way.
Right.
I mean, it looks like, and you also just think of the concept of it. It's like the guy who invented Flamin' Hot Cheetos, like they're making a whole movie about it. It seems like, it's not going to be this major motion picture, which it doesn't have to be. But I do actually think, all the inaccuracies of the story aside, I actually thought it was a decent movie. I didn't hate it. I found that it actually held my attention better than I thought it would be. Mm-hmm. I will say, very predictable movie.
Yeah.
Obviously, he invented, according to him in the movie, he invented the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Mm-hmm. You predict he's going to become a high executive. You predict, because they tease at the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah,
they literally show him in a suit at a fancy restaurant and saying, "There's me, something executive, but I wasn't always this way." And then they cut to him being like chased by the cops or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And so it's a very predictable movie, but not as bad as I was going to think it was, because we wanted to do this movie because it's Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I mean,
yeah.
We love Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And I'll talk about those in a minute, because I have an opinion on Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I don't hate. Well, I guess I'll talk about it right now. I don't hate them, but I prefer the Cheeto, the jalapeno cheddar.
Those are really good.
These are good. Mm. Like I said, I'm more warming up to this type of thing. These are my wife's favorite. She loves the Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
And now you got Flamin' Hot flavored everything. Even the Mountain Dew. Did you see the Mountain Dew Flamin'
Hot Mountain Dew?
That's crazy. That sounds gross.
Yeah, I have not.
I've never had it. Yeah. Oh, we should have got that for the show, but
maybe.
No, it was a.
I don't know if they still sell it anymore. I think it was just like a limited thing. But anyway, overall, I thought the movie was decent. This seems like a really. This is gonna make Flamin' Hot seem really good, but I'm not saying these movies are anywhere close to near each other. But it was giving me a lot of Goodfellas vibes in this movie. Now I'm saying that.
How?
I'm not saying because of the subject matter. I'm not saying because of Goodfellas is a much better movie.
Was it narration maybe?
But I think it's the narration and the way the story was told. Because that's one thing that actually I feel like threw me off on this movie, is it was continually narrated by the main guy.
Yeah.
And I guess that's not necessarily an issue, but at the beginning of the movie, he started narrating it, and I'm like, okay, it's the beginning of the movie. We need a little narration, see where we're at. But then it just kept going through the entire movie, and I'm like, I thought at one point it would jump to, this is it. This is the current time. But the whole movie was kind of framed in the way of, this guy is looking back on it. Now, to be fair, if it's based off the book, then that's probably, it's a looking back at what his life is through the whole story. But the narration threw me off. I think the way the story was told, this young gangster doing lots of bad things, but then he has a wife and kids and decides he needs to turn his life around and starts to do some more, try to find a real job, but then he gets back in a little bit of the gang life a little bit, and then it's like, I don't know. For some reason, after watching the movie, I feel like it was a cheap Flaming Hot Cheeto version of Goodfellas.
That is such a wild.
I know it's a wild comparison.
So wild.
It's a wild comparison. But the more I think about it, the more I think I'm right. So
I don't think.
No, I don't. I'm not saying that it's as good. Flamin' Hot is as good as Goodfellas. I'm not saying that at all.
Essentially, what you should take away from today's show or today's topic is that Flamin' Hot and Goodfellas are the same movie.
They're the same movie.
They're the same
If you watch one, you know the other one.
If you watch Flamin' Hot, you know you're watching Goodfellas.
If you're watching Goodfellas, just tape a picture of a Flamin' Hot Cheeto on the screen, and it's the same movie.
It's the same movie. I mean, Martin Scorsese, Eva Longoria, same directors, basically. But I think a lot of the big things that wanted to touch on through this movie is the Mexican heritage and the Latino community. I think really highlighting what they went through during that time and how much of an impact they have had on today's food, today's culture. So. I think that was a really cool piece of it, was really showcasing that and highlighting it, and I think that was a big purpose of it. But like you said, I don't think the story is cool, but it is predictable, and I think I think for me, I could just read this in like an article where it's like janitor becomes high executive. The person who claims to have made Flamin' Hot grew up the ranks in the corporate ladder. And it's like, okay, that's cool. That's just a short paragraph that I read, and I'm like, good for that guy. But to make it a full movie, it did seem like they tried to stretch a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it's I don't know, take it or leave it. It's I do agree. I think it was better than what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be just a complete dud.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad.
It wasn't too bad.
It was still
and the Allstate guy. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. I remember him from The Unit.
When I saw this guy, Dennis Haysbert, I saw him, and at first glance, and I'm sitting back on my TV, and I'm on the other side of the room watching the movie. At first, I thought it was Denzel Washington, and I'm like, "How did they get Denzel Washington as a like B character in this movie?"
Right.
I'm like, "How did they afford?" Their whole budget was on Denzel on this movie, and then I realized I recognize him, but it's not Denzel Washington. Then I realized it's the Allstate. Are you in good hands, guy?
Yeah, so he was from The Unit, right?
I don't know. I don't know what The Unit is.
Oh yeah, The Unit was an old TV series back when I was in high school. But it that is pretty funny that they got.
But so then the whole rest of the time, whenever he was on screen, and he'd be saying something to Richard, like, "Richard, you need to get back out there," and blah blah blah, and then I'd say something like, "And are you in good hands, Richard? You need Allstate."
Actually, that is so
Rachel
funny
was watching it with me, and every time he was on screen, I was like, "Are you in good hands?"
Yeah, that is so funny that is that even though he's been in a numerous amount of other roles, that is the one he's recognized for.
That's the only one I recognize it from.
Because my wife said the same thing. She asked, what. She's like, why is he sounds so familiar? And then I just did that, the Allstate commercial. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty funny. But I mean, for the cast, I think, even though there's no one who's a huge star in this, I mean, Tony Shalhoub, I don't know how you pronounce it. I mean, he's been, Monk. He's been in several other iconic
He's the biggest
roles.
name in this movie.
Yeah, I would say.
To me, I recognize.
To me, too, for sure.
And then I recognize the one guy that was one of the executives. He's Peter Dizeth. Oh, I recognize him from Better Call Saul. That's what I recognize him from. He was one of the lawyers in Better Call Saul. That's what I recognize him from.
And then Matt Walsh. I've seen Matt Walsh, and he's super funny. He's been in a lot of movies too. But so casting wise, based on the budget and it being Eva's first directorial debut, I think everyone did a great job for what it was. So like I'm not gonna dog it too much. I thought I was gonna come on here and actually
say it's bad.
On it.
I honestly thought the same thing, but
it wasn't. I don't hate it. I don't think I'm gonna recommend it to people. I don't think it's gonna be something I'm gonna tell.
Like you need to see this movie, but
I'm not gonna dog it either. I'm gonna say take it or leave it.
If you're a big fan of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, watch it.
Yeah.
Because it is interesting to imagine that this is the true story, even though we think it's probably not.
Yeah, understand it may not be completely historically accurate.
But yeah, all the performances are good for what it is. It's not bad. One thing I was going to mention is there's the little boy of the family. I recognize him.
The youngest one?
Yeah, and I was trying to remember what I recognize him from. He is famous from TikTok. He's a famous TikTok star.
Really?
So him and I think his dad and his brother, he would like lip sync things on TikTok, and everybody and you watch it, and this little kid has the most attitude, and even just lip syncing these words, he lip synced it very well, and I actually think he started to get some acting gigs because he was in the Paw Patrol movie, I guess, as a voice actor. He's in the most recent George Lopez TV show.
Yeah.
As one of the little kids in George Lopez TV show, and then of course he was the little kid in Flamin' Hot. Right. So I recognized him too, which was just kind of funny because I'm like, I recognize this kid, and he actually did very good in the movie for his age. Because what is he like? Probably super 6 or 7, maybe. 6-year-old. So anyway,
super cute kid. Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And and he's the kid who who tests the hot Cheetos when they were trying to come up with a recipe.
Yeah.
Richard was trying to find this recipe that his son would like, because his son says it has to be spicy, but the good kind of spicy.
Yeah. It's so funny they had the little kid to be the one who did.
So anytime they would make a new recipe, they would just give it to him, and they would sit there, wait, and he would eat it and be like, nope, this isn't it. And then eventually they hit one. He's like, there it is. That's the good kind of spicy.
And you could tell, like, you can look at a bowl of Cheetos, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and I mean, the color and everything just stands out from the rest.
Lots of red 40.
Lot of red 40. But hey,
you gotta live a little.
Yeah, you gotta eat a whole bowl of Flamin' Hots once in your life. So let's go straight into Cine Snacks.
We didn't rate it.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let's rate it first, and then we'll go to Cine Snack. But Flamin' Hot, the movie is okay. But I really like Flamin' Hot.
I mean, it's
Cheetos.
Basically like Goodfellas.
It's basically the same thing. And I like bean burrito. The bean burrito we had just now is actually really tasty.
Yeah, not bad.
Sauce. So I got mine. Ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1. 6-4.
7-1.
Yeah. So it's pretty much.
I think I liked the movie
like
probably.
And Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Basically the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I think I probably enjoyed the movie better than it sounds like you did. But to be fair, I was surprised by that. Like you said, I was expecting. I legitimately. I knew we wanted to do this episode because it's Flamin' Hot Cheetos and it's a newer movie. Thought maybe whatever, but I was like, I don't know if I even want to watch this movie. It doesn't look like it'll be very good.
Yeah. And
then I watched it. I'm like, actually, not bad.
So you had low expectations, and it brought it up because it was a little higher.
Yeah, it and then burritos I love burritos.
Oh yeah,
Flamin' Hot Cheetos I don't have very often, but I will say that I like them better than I thought I did.
Oh yeah,
because I don't have them very often, so I don't usually say it's something that I like because I just don't really eat them because I like the jalapeno ones. But anyway, I like them.
Yeah.
And after you eat a bunch of them, they don't become spicy anymore.
No, that's true.
I don't even feel it anymore.
That's
just
true.
Eating them.
All right, so we're going to do Cine Snacks. I'm going to write down the movie that I have. I need to think of a couple other
Oh, yeah, I have to
hints. I think I have a couple hints. Let's see.
Let me guess. Paw Patrol.
Yeah. How'd you know? All right, so this
We should start making that a new thing. We have one guest before the Cine Snack, and if we get it right, we get $1 million.
Oh, I don't know who's funding that, but
You can.
okay. Okay. All right. So I have the movie. Let's think. I need to think of other. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Because I feel like one of mine's gonna give it away, and I don't want to give it away.
What was I gonna say? I feel like there was one more thing I was gonna say about Flamin' Hot. I think the main thing I was thinking about was the State Farm guy. Every time he came up on screen, I was just like,
yeah.
And the fact that it's Flamin' Hot Goodfellas.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna show them if you want to
Okay.
put your on the clock.
Oh
So
yeah,
that's the movie. Okay. So here
Let
we
me
go.
get a 2-minute timer. Oh, I have Flamin' Hot crumbs everywhere. That's one problem.
Oh yeah. All right.
Okay. You ready?
So I am ready whenever you are.
I don't know if I'm ready, but I'll do
Okay.
it. 3, 2, 1, go.
Go.
Is it 2010s?
No.
2020s?
No.
2000s?
Yes.
Okay. Action movie?
Yes.
Is it like action thriller?
No.
Action like drama?
No.
Is it a war movie?
No.
Comedy at all?
Action comedy, yes.
Okay.
Comedy is a tag.
Okay. 2000s action comedy. Early 2000 to 2005.
Yes.
Is it white male lead?
Yes, it is.
We ask that every time, but it never helps.
That's true. It never does.
Hint.
Secret.
Ooh. Is there a love interest in the movie?
Yes.
Is it a very famous director?
No.
Is the main actor very famous?
Yes.
Famous white male lead action comedy. Hint.
Assassin.
Ooh, assassin. Give me one more hint. Let me
Marriage.
Marriage assassin. Oh. Does this movie... Man, okay. I feel like this is ringing a bell, but I can't... So, are there guns in the movie?
Yes.
Is there any romance in the movie?
I think you asked that. Or yes, you said there was a love. If there's
but is it a romantic movie at all?
I want to.
Or is it just that? Or is it just that the main guy has a girl?
Yes.
So I have 14 seconds.
And you had all
Does
three
he?
things.
Okay, he has guns. Does he use a sniper?
I think he does at one part. It's not like his main thing.
But there's a lot of killing in this movie.
Yes.
Is it rated R?
No.
PG-13 then.
Yes. Okay. All right, you done?
Yeah, time's up.
Okay.
I asked that last question after time, but
I feel like my clues are really good, and I was actually nervous to give you.
So you said assassin. Say them again.
Secret. Assassin. Marriage.
Early 2000s. Problem is I feel like this is an era, because you're a few years older than me. This is an era in the early 2000s that you know a lot more movies than I do.
Probably.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah. Because I was a teenager at this time.
You were a teenager in 2003-ish? You would have not been a teenager.
You said between 2000 and 2005. I was a teenager within that time.
In like 2005, 2004.
I don't know. Think about it. Does that
you are like about 30 years older than me.
No.
Let's see. Man. Assassin, secret, white male lead, action comedy. I don't know. This is hard.
Once you hear it, you'll get it.
I have a thing that's in mind that's an action comedy, but it's definitely not made in the early 2000s.
Does it fit all the hints?
Kind of. Which makes me want to just guess it, but I know it's not true because it was from like the 70s.
Go for it. All of the hints describe this movie. Like,
yeah,
if you
which
don't get
doesn't
it from
help
the
me.
hints,
My brain.
yeah, if you don't get it from the hints, I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna say. I'm just gonna say.
I'm curious. Yeah, I can already tell it's not right.
Okay,
all right, tell me.
You can already tell because it's a shorter title.
Go ahead.
This is stupid. It's not even a real movie. The Secret Assassin.
You got it. The Secret Married Assassin. You got it. No, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I've never heard of that movie.
You've never heard of it? Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie? It's like where Brangelina started. It was the origin of that. I'm surprised you haven't even heard of this.
I feel like I've seen the.
No, don't backpedal now.
No. I've seen the poster before.
Yeah. Okay. So it was actually. I think.
But I know nothing about it.
While I was in high school, it was really big. So the secret was that they were both assassins, but had no idea, and so they married each other, and then
spoilers.
Yeah. Well, I'm
just kidding.
Just watch it. But so that was the secret. They're both assassins, and they're married. So I was gonna say.
Apparently, there's a series that's out starring Donald Glover and someone else I don't know.
And that's what made me think of it too, because it's based off of the old movie. So now you have your punishment.
Interesting. Oh no. It better not be really something really hot. I guess that's probably exactly what it is.
Actually, exactly. So you would need. I got some
habanero
peppers here.
Just raw habaneros?
Yeah, raw habaneros. Keep your water close. I just got 3, so you just need to eat 3.
Are you serious? All 3?
Well, let's start with the first one.
I was gonna say I could maybe eat 1.
Okay, just do 1. I'll let you do 1. But if you feel
habaneros, I mean, in the pepper scale, they're not the hottest thing. But I don't know.
Here's a wager. Here's a wager. What we could do. You can either eat 1, or you can eat 2, and by eating 2, I would eat the other one.
Okay, let's see where I'm at after 1.
Okay.
Because I might be in shambles after this one.
You can
like I said, I'm not too bad with spicy, and I will do it. I love a good challenge.
Yeah.
But this is gonna hurt. All right, 3, 2, 1.
You can throw that in there if you need.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
It doesn't taste that great.
Yeah. I like habanero when it's like with a fruit, like mango or something like that.
No, there it goes. Now it's coming.
Now it's coming. Now it's coming. It takes you a second. Do you think you could do 2? Oh, no.
I just need to swallow. This is going to hurt later.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. Eat some Flamin Hot Cheetos to go.
It's actually...
And now it got you?
Now it's really got me.
Yeah.
Oh!
You need ice or something?
I think I'm going to die.
Oh, no. Yeah, I got some water, too, if you need it.
Swishing it doesn't help. It's really bad.
Oh, no.
Am I red?
You are red. I take it you're not going to do 2.
I know.
Okay. Just like, you got to calm yourself down. There you go. Calm yourself down. If swishing around doesn't do it, it doesn't help them.
It's much worse than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, wow. There you go.
I started off easy.
Yeah. Oh, you're watering up now. Let's see.
I think I'm dead.
I want to try to help you because now I feel bad.
I know, I'm fine. It's for the pod.
Okay, it's for the pod.
I just need more water.
Do you want this one?
Let's get this over with.
Take my water. There you go. Okay. So, anything you want to digest?
I need to stand up.
Okay. Wait. Am I doing the? Yeah, I'm doing the digest. And I didn't really think of anything. I feel like I'm gonna have to wrap this up for him soon. Okay. So.
No, I'm good. It's getting better.
Okay. As far as digest, something I want to recommend. Jeez. Is it really that bad?
Bro, I don't know what happened.
Wow.
It was nothing.
And then it just like
it was nothing, and then it was everything.
Just jeez. Oh man.
I really do peppers, and that's much worse than I thought.
Wow. I did not think you were gonna have this reaction.
When you said 3.
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we just did 1.
I could maybe do 1. I'm
glad we just did 1 then. So as far as digest, I don't think I really have anything right now. I'm so caught off guard from your reaction to this.
Me too.
Like, yeah,
I knew you had to do something spicy.
Yeah. I just feel really bad now.
But it's much worse than I thought it was gonna be.
So, I guess
it's getting better. It's getting better.
Good. Slowing down a little bit.
That's gonna hurt so bad later.
Yeah, probably. So as far as digest goes, so Mr. and Mrs. Smith, you could watch that. That's actually a really good one. More nostalgic for me just because it was when I was, in high school, and it was just a fun watch. But so if you get a chance to do that. As far as anything in more recent years, I don't know if I necessarily have anything in more recent years that I could digest. I'm trying to think of shows and stuff. Oh, actually, if you haven't seen it yet, the new season, more recently, when this comes out, it's going to be old news. But more recently, Love on the Spectrum came out, the new season. And it's just a good wholesome show. So if you like good wholesome shows, give that a watch.
All right, let's get into the outro.
And it's the American version. But,
let's get.
I
am better though.
Okay, that's good. So
But
just
it's
for the
still
sake
pretty
of
bad.
Adam, and you have to make the punishment a little bit. But this might take him
This
to the
might
hospital.
be.
But
I'll be good.
okay.
But it might be the worst punishment so far in terms of actual
Dang.
pain.
Wow, crazy. All right, well, thanks for watching or listening, depending on what you're doing today. You can watch us on YouTube or follow us on Instagram. You can also listen to us on most major podcast platforms. Thank you for being a munchie. Thank you for giving us your time. We appreciate you, as always.
Bon appetit and happy viewing. I need to wash my mouth out.